Craving your next action-packed adventure? Audible delivers thrills of every kind on your command, like Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, where a lone astronaut must save humanity from extinction, narrated with stunning intensity by Ray Porter. From electrifying suspense and daring quest to spine-tingling horror and romance in far-off realms, unleash your adventurous side with gripping titles that'll keep you guessing. Discover exclusive Audible originals, hotly anticipated new releases, and must-listen bestsellers that hook you from the first minute. Because Audible knows there's no greater thrill than the one that speaks to you. Discover what lies beyond the edge of your seat. Start your free 30-day trial at audible.com/WonderyUS. That's audible.com/WonderyUS.
We see you getting after your fitness goals. But what about those money goals? You can count on Credit Karma for a clear view of your finances and your progress, helping you see results so you can keep checking off those financial personal bests and find your way to money. Progress never felt so good. Download the Intuit Credit Karma app and start achieving your money goals today. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of When Reality Hits. Happy Friday. I hope everybody had a great week. Today, I have on one of my besties. This is Stephen McGee. Say hello.
Hi.
So, for those of you who maybe don't know, Stephen was on, you were OG.
Yeah, season 1 and 2.
For Summer House. Yes. And so he has been in the Bravo reality TV world for a long time. And I've known you for like...
We met, I was trying to look it up, I feel like 2016.
Yeah.
When we met. And we've been friends ever since, like...
Ever since, the whole time. How did we first meet? Do you remember? I have the worst memory.
It probably was when you came for Watch What Happens Live. I feel like when you guys would come to New York, we would
always get together.
Yeah, and then I think I've seen you every time I've been in LA since.
And almost every time I do Watch What Happens Live, you're always like backstage with me.
I'm backstage or in the audience, even though that doesn't get brought up for reasons.
But you are always back there with me and hanging out with me. You were also just with me whenever I was in New York City, and I had that Bravo, effing Bravo.
Yeah, Bravo, effing Bravo. I was there when you did the live podcast.
Oh, yes.
Every time. I just feel like because we can sit around and do nothing.
Oh, yeah. We went to dinner last night. We went to Firefly in the Valley. It's one of my favorite restaurants. Did you like it? That was your first time going.
Oh, my gosh. It's so cute. And we obviously got the caviar.
Yes.
The caviar potato chips, which Brittany was like, maybe it's not good. Caviar on potato chips is my favorite thing.
It's so good.
Like, it's the best way to eat it.
What's it? Creme fraiche?
Creme fraiche.
We had to get extra.
A little Parmesan on it, which was, I had never done that before, but that was so good.
It was so, so good. We did like the millennial boomerang, but instead of with drinks, we did it with our caviar.
Yeah, we're very
bougie.
I'm very, the boomerangs, like, remember when everything was a boomerang?
Everything.
Yeah. And you're like, oh no, and you just started like shimmying or something. It was like, those are times we're going to look back on. Our kids are going to say, we're going to be like,
But do you remember when like Pick Stitch was super popular back in the day?
Yes.
And like, remember the...
And
like,
you kept the logo on Pick Stitch. You're like, oh no, I used Pick Stitch for this.
And then you would have like... Whenever Facebook was really booming, I'm sure I can't even log into my Facebook anymore. But whenever I was on Facebook a lot, all of my pictures had that like really orange tint to them.
You know, I used to use those preset Instagram filters.
I think Valencia.
Valencia. Was there like a? I can't remember. It was the 5th option on the presets, and that was every photo. If you scroll down, you'll see every single photo has the same filter.
Gosh. And I like going back and thinking of that. I've been seeing like, you know, around TikTok or Instagram Reels or whatever, a lot of people are getting together now, and I would love to do this with my friends back home. So they basically do a party. And it's all their friends together, and it's one person that goes up first, and they're like, it's guess who said this Facebook either like caption or status. So they read the status or the caption, and all the friends have to guess like which friend in the friend group said it.
Okay, that's fun because and I'll tell you what I do. Every single day, I log onto my Facebook and I click the memories because it shows you like everything that you did on that day.
Oh, yes.
But I do that to delete the old stuff.
Oh my God, that's
so
such a
I've
good
gone
idea.
through almost a whole year and deleted all the embarrassing stuff that I said on Facebook for like the last 15 years.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And like on Twitter, there was some app I used that literally I was like, delete everything before 2016.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
delete it all.
Like I never talked like bad about anything like
No,
like
but
that.
I said some stupid stuff.
Oh my God, like I would always do like rap lyrics.
And things that I would complain about things that I would be so embarrassed of if I would never complain about some of these things today or like and like just like I'm older now and wiser and
Of course.
and not a little bitch anymore. But like I'm mortified of some of the stuff I said, but I would delete that
too.
stuff.
I mean, just thinking of all like the Nicki Minaj and Lil Wayne lyrics that I used for like captions or statuses or anything like that. I'm like, people will go back and read it and have no idea what that was from and think I was just like crazy.
I was a big song lyrics as the caption person.
Me too.
And I think it would be really funny. I would go back through, post the lyric, and then reveal the picture that I was like, oh, this goes so perfectly. Like,
I swear, next time I'm back home with all my close friends, I am playing that game because that will be hilarious. I've got stuff from like high school on there, like.
I know. It's, even looking back because the beginning of when I first moved to New York is mortifying to me because I was like a little bumpkin that just moved up to New York. And I was like, I have my Gap jacket and I'm like, I'm the baddest thing to hit New York in this Gap jacket. But I keep it up there because honestly, and like I've made things private over the years, like whole albums and stuff. But honestly, I need to put it back out there. I need to let people see. Because they would be amazed. The thing is, people would be way more impressed with me if they saw what I used to be.
So tell a little bit of your backstory. Like, when did you move to New York?
So originally born and raised in Alabama. Grew up there my whole life.
Country boy.
Yeah. That's, I feel like, one of the reasons why we connected so much with Kentucky. And then I moved to New York. I had just turned 20 years old. Like a couple weeks before I moved to New York, I dropped out of college. Actually, the crazy thing, so I was in a private school called Bryan College. I don't even know if it still exists. It's a private college in Tennessee. The reason I went there was because of my first love, who we were lifeguards together at the YMCA.
Oh my God, lifeguards. That was like my dream job whenever I was young.
And he was 4 years older than me. So he was a senior in college while I was a senior in high school. So he's the reason why I went to that school, because he was going to stay and live in that town when he graduated. I've never told anybody about this because it's like
and here
crazy.
you are telling it on When Reality Hits.
Let me just tell you.
Let me just tell the world.
It's
I'm
crazy.
just so easy to talk to.
So I went to that school because I wanted to be around him, and then literally.
So wait, what city was the school in?
It was outside of Chattanooga.
Okay.
So it's in Dayton, Tennessee, outside Chattanooga. I wanted to be around him.
Sorry, guys. If you hear Cruzy, he's here, mommy duty 24/7. So you might hear him in the background. He's just happy and playing right now.
Having a good
Sorry
time.
to interrupt you.
No.
I just had to say that just in case people heard him.
I was in this school, and literally after Christmas break, we're back at school, and all my friends, obviously, I'm not out to anybody there. It's Christian school. It was actually against the rules to be gay at that school.
At that school, really?
Because it's a private school, so they can do that. But literally, the guy that I'm in love with, my first love, my friends who knew him were like, oh my God, he just got engaged. I'm like, what? So I'm dying.
To a girl or a boy?
A girl.
No!
I'm dying inside.
That's heartbreaking.
Dying inside. And none of my friends know that I'm going through that.
So you just did all that on your own because you didn't tell them?
None of them knew that I was gay. None of them knew that I had a
that's
relationship.
so heartbreaking.
And literally, the person who told me this is one of my best friends to this day. And I remember when I finally did come out to her, Faith, shout out Faith. She was like, I cannot believe that you went through that.
On your own,
on
too.
my own. They are at the school. And then shortly after that, a senior at the school got kicked out because he came out. And I was like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
I had just gone to New York, and I was like, I want to move to New York. So I moved to New York with $2,000.
You just did it on a whim.
No job. Didn't know anybody. I only knew two people that I had like hooked up with when I was in New York. And They moved literally like 2 weeks after I moved to New York. So I had no friends. You just do it. And that's the best way because New York is very hard.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, if anybody wants to move to New York, just do it because it's very hard to do it. But when you're just there, kind of, you're like, I don't have a choice. But to make it, it was way easier.
So what was your first job in New York?
My very first job, after being in New York for 2 days, I started working at Hollister.
Oh my God, I worked at Hollister for 2 weeks. I worked at Hollister for 2 weeks.
I literally worked there. I was like, where can I get a job in literally a day and start working? So I started working at Hollister. And then after I was working at the big Hollister store on Houston and Broadway in Soho, and it was like the flagship. Like the bottom of the store, you walked in and you're on the ground level, but then there's a basement. So you're on these catwalks and you're looking down at people playing beach volleyball in a sand volleyball court.
That's cool.
So I played volleyball. I just stood there. I just stood there.
Oh, so you're basically like a model.
Yeah, they called us models, which I literally hate. I'm like, and like we weren't allowed to talk to people. The only thing we were allowed to say is, "Hey, what's up?"
And so whenever I worked at Hollister, I had certain lines that they wanted me to say. So I was like the girl that stood in the front, and they would like have you come in. Like people would come in, and I'd be like, I forget the one thing the one line I can remember was like, check out our spring fling jeans.
Spring fling jeans.
But that's like the only thing I can remember. That was my first job I ever had.
Yeah.
But I did that whenever I was in high school, and I was also cheerleading, and it was all the way in Lexington. I'm from Winchester, so it's not that long of a drive, but it was like 40 minutes, and I just didn't have time like at that time. So I only worked there for like 2 weeks, and I only started working there because my friend Kara, who I talk about all the time, she was working there.
Oh, yeah.
So we were like, we got to do this together. And back then, like Hollister, Abercrombie.
Oh, it was the place. If you didn't have that little seagull. Meanwhile, I still have some of my Hollister stuff that I got while I was there, but I took a seam ripper and ripped all the logos off. So there's stuff I still wear. I'm like, this is good stuff.
It is good stuff.
Especially the jackets and stuff. We would get them so cheap.
Whenever I moved to LA, and I think whenever I first moved into this house that I'm in now, I had like my closet organizer come over, so we went through and like took out a bunch of stuff from the closet, and I still had some Hollister stuff.
They're like,
in there.
You don't need this anymore, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I do.
It's hard for me to throw things like that away.
Yeah,
you know, I'm a little bit of a hoarder in that sense.
And also those were nostalgia.
Yeah,
like that was. Every year, my parents would give me money to go get one American Eagle hoodie.
Yes, American Eagle.
I kept those hoodies for so long. I loved American Eagle. And, you know, I know that Abercrombie, Hollister, they went through that whole rebrand. I buy Abercrombie again.
Oh, yeah. Abercrombie's actually sent me some stuff that's, like, really good.
Yeah.
And it's a whole rebrand. Yeah.
And to be honest, it's like the price point.
It's great.
Great.
Yeah. And the places still smell really good when you walk past it in the mall.
I haven't been in a while, but I don't like to shop in public.
I don't really anymore unless it's like a last minute thing.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of fun. Like whenever you actually like step out and go to the shops and stuff, you're like,
it's
oh,
fun.
It reminds me of being young.
And I love a mall. I love a mall.
Yes.
I love an Auntie Anne's.
Oh my gosh. Cruz loves that. Cruz loves those pretzels.
I got Auntie Anne's yesterday. I got the pretzel nuggets yesterday.
Where did you get it from?
I was in Newport Beach seeing my old dermatologist getting Botox. And shout out Dr. Blair, who fixed my forehead. And I went to Fashion Island in Newport. Have you ever been?
No, I don't think so.
Is giant
really?
Outdoor mall.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go.
They have everything.
See, I like outdoor malls because it's fun for kids to go to too. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Outdoor
it's
mall,
a little bit more.
I probably saw 20 people there. I don't know how they make money.
Oh my
gosh. It was empty, and so that's lovely. I love that.
Yeah.
No chaos.
Yeah.
The chaos of a mall.
I'm not good at like trying things on either, and that's one of my problems.
No, I buy everything and then return.
I showed up. I was going to tell you about this because this was funny. I showed up to the after show the other day, and I only brought one dress, and I had not tried it on or anything. And I go to zip it up, and I could not zip it up over my boobs. And it was the only dress I had. We're already running behind. I was like, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. So we
were just sitting, right?
Oh, just sitting, yeah. So we made it work. Like I had a scarf, and like this wonderful girl, Erin, that works with us, she was able to like tie it around and hide it to where you couldn't even tell that it wasn't able to zip all the way to the top.
Yeah.
Like it zipped around my waist and everything.
It probably looked hot.
Yeah, like you couldn't even tell that it was. But I was freaking out. I was like, this is my problem. I have got to try stuff on.
I know. And like I'm also a guilty offender of like ordering a bunch of stuff and then letting it sit. I'm like, well, I already have it. And then 2 months later, I'm like, let me try these things on, and none of them fit, and I can't return it.
And also, I forget about a lot of stuff, and then it's just, I don't know. That's my hoarding problem. My closet right now is terrible, but I go through. Like, I'm going to have Home on Point come over and do my closet again. And all the stuff that she takes, like, I donate it all to women's charities.
That's amazing.
So, and last time we did it, I was able to give away, like, 8 garbage bags full.
Wow.
So, it's because I've hoarded since high school. I mean, literally, I just keep everything. And, I'm like, I could use this for a costume one day. Like, what costume am I going to do that I need a belly chain from?
My favorite thing, too, I mean, I donate clothes to Goodwill and things like that. But, you know, the Buffalo Exchange, like the resale places like that.
Oh, yeah.
Humiliating to go to, because when you're bringing your pieces that, like, I wore this yesterday.
And they're like, no.
We don't need this. There's no way we could sell this. Are you kidding me? And I'm like, I wore that last night. Like,
oh my God, that's hilarious. Yeah. You're like, wait a second. Should I not have worn that yesterday then?
So, and we are real friends. We just got on this whole mall tangent. But, yeah.
There are a lot of awesome things that have come out of Australia, like the Hemsworth brothers, Uggs, the Crocodile Hunter. I mean, I could go on and on. But my new favorite Aussie export that's finally available in the U.S. is the Koala sofa bed. I love how comfortable it is. Koala makes the most comfortable mattresses, and the sofa beds actually use their mattress technology inside. Beautiful color options. They're inspired by Aussie Outback. Koala delivers Instagram-worthy color options. No sad beige or millennial gray here. No uncomfortable metal frames. Unlike traditional sofa beds, Koalas are designed for pure comfort. No Allen wrenches, no stress, no tears. Everything comes in the box and easily slides, clicks, or screws together. No need for a guest room. Koala sofa bed comes in 3 sizes to fit smaller spaces. I love that. They have very fast shipping, no delivery or restocking fees. That's almost unheard of in the industry. There's a 120-night risk-free trial, nearly 4 months to make sure it's the perfect fit for your home. Upgrade your space with the most stylish, customizable, and elevated sofa bed available. To get $100 off your new sofa plus fast shipping, go to us.koala.com/realityhits. That's us.koala.com/realityhits to get $100 off your new sofa. Koala, comfy, easy, sustainable. Y'all already know mom life is nonstop. I'm always chasing crews around, doing errands, cooking, cleaning, and somehow still trying to look cute while doing it. Let me tell you, G-Defy shoes, G as in gravity, Defy as in defy pain, have been a total lifesaver for my feet, knees, and back. These shoes are made for people who are on their feet all day. Moms, nurses, teachers, you name it. They've got this patented VersaShock technology that absorbs shock, helps align your whole body, and reduces pain from running, walking, and standing. I felt the difference immediately, like no more aching feet after a long day, and my knees don't feel like they're 90 years old anymore. And yes, they actually look cute. Not like those clunky old orthopedic shoes. I've worn mine with leggings, jeans, even a casual dress. G-Defy is perfect for moms who are tired of sacrificing comfort for style or just powering through the pain. You don't have to. You get 2 free orthotics with every pair and a 60-day trial, so there's zero pressure. But I'm telling you, you're not going to want to send them back. Head to gdefy.com, use code REALITY to get 30% off orders over $120. Text my code REALITY to 91888 for 30% off orders over $120. Take care of your body. It's doing a lot for you, mama.
So my first job was a Hollister, and then, everything went from there.
So Summer House season 1 and 2 that you were on, what year was that?
So we filmed in the summer of 2016, I think.
Gosh, it sounds like so long ago.
Because we're coming up. Actually, no, we would have filmed in the summer of 2015 because we're coming. this will be the 10th season that starts filming this summer.
Right. Yeah, because I've been in LA for 10 years, and 2015 was my first year on Vanderpump, so that makes sense because it was like right after.
Yeah.
Because we'd already had. I came in on season 4 of Vanderpump Rules. Okay, so 2016 or 15.
15 was when it started filming.
Okay, so how did that whole process? Like, how did you even get like casted
On
for
Summer
that?
House.
Yeah. What was that like?
So the process of when they originally did Summer House, they held a casting for groups of friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you had to come in at least a group of 4.
Oh, okay.
So the original people were Kyle Cook, the Wirkus twins, and weirdly Christina Gibson, who was only on season 1.
Okay.
So that was the first group of friends, and they really liked them. And then they basically were like, introduce us to your other friends. It was real friends. Like they did not just put people together.
Well, that's a recipe for a good show, aka Vanderpump and the Valley.
Exactly.
You know.
We all knew each other through somebody, and weirdly, so Summer House was not the first show I ever did.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a second. Do I even know this?
No, because it's not great. I was on this flop show called Playing with Fire that was on E. And
what was it about?
so one of my job at the time, I think we filmed this in 2013, maybe. I was running events for this restaurant group, and E was doing this show called Playing with Fire. And it was about the food and restaurant and cooking scene in New York, which is a weird concept for a show. Not the restaurant scene, obviously, because this would have been happening around the very beginning of Vanderpump. But there was people that were just like a cookbook author on the show.
Okay.
Cookbook authoring, I don't think makes for riveting reality TV. But I was on this show because we were like the cool company that was on the show. There was maybe like 6 different things that focused on it. We were the cool ones. We had the restaurants and meatpacking district. And my bosses at the time were these 2 twin brothers. I was probably 23 at the time. They were like 33. 2 twin brothers that were hot. They were like the main people on the show. And I was just in the office. I was not on that show. But then one day I was in the office and I was saying some bitchy stuff in the back. And they're like,
being bitchy?
They're like, can we put a mic on you? I'm like, and literally you could have seen like the sparkle, like, you know, in cartoons where there's like a sparkle in someone's eye. You could have literally seen that. I'm like, of course. What do you need me to sign? So we did that show. And then afterwards,
please.
They wanted to film a spinoff with us. So we were shooting a pilot for a spinoff of that show. In that show, I met Lindsay Hubbard.
Oh, okay.
Because she was originally going to be on our spinoff.
Yeah.
And so
she was going to be on the spinoff from the restaurant.
Spinoff of the restaurant show as our publicist.
Okay.
Because she did our PR. So that's how I met her. And we were shooting our pilot at the same time that they were shooting the pilot for Summer House.
Wow.
Like the teaser reel or whatever to sell it. And we did not get picked up by E, and Summer House got picked up. So Lindsay was friends with Kyle and the twins and everybody, roommates with Christina Gibson. So Lindsay...
Oh, she was her roommate.
They were roommates.
Okay, gotcha.
They were roommates in this little... like attic apartment. I remember when I would go to Lindsay's, I would like fully be slanted to the side because it was like so funny. But they were roommates. So Lindsay went over to Summer House, and like a week later, they were like, "Hey, they're looking for somebody. Do you want to do it? Do you want me to put your name up?" I had one call with the producers, Matt and Scott, who were selling the show from Left Hook Media, and then I had one meeting with Bravo and had a contract in my hand.
Of course, like you're gold. So they want that. So wait, so Lindsay basically got you.
Lindsay
on
was
Bravo.
my connection to
Bravo.
the show because she went in, and through Lindsay is how I had met Kyle. I had met the twins prior to going on to Summer House, but through Lindsay.
Yeah.
Lindsay is the one who got me
and
onto
she
this.
is doing amazing right now. I'm so happy for her.
I'm so happy for her, and like I can't wait for people to see her trajectory on Summer House. I don't even know, because to be honest, I've never watched Summer House again. but I do keep up with them, and I have talked to Lindsay, and like it's like the Lindsay that I knew from back then when we were so close. I think like, you know, she's done a lot of work on herself. She's obviously had a child, and she's a great mother as well.
Yeah. She's always been so nice to me. Every time I've been around her, I've always enjoyed her company.
I'm very happy for her because I think like she's really found a footing right now.
Me too. I'm so happy for her. So how about the Wirkus twins? You guys were super close, and I love them. They were wild as books before they became mothers.
Yeah.
And I mean that in a fun, like the most fun, outgoing people I think I had met like in a long time. You
they
know?
like helped bring me out of my shell a lot. I think in New York, and they introduced me to a lot of people, and they would always be like, who gives a fuck? You know, that's their personality. And
yes.
I know, like, being a twin, it's probably a lot easier because you always have somebody. You always have backup.
You always have backup.
They are the best, and I love them.
Are you guys still close?
Yeah, I talked to them. I may see Ashley this weekend.
Oh,
I'm not sure because she's down in Carlsbad.
So I haven't seen them in a while, but I keep up. Like, we are always keeping up, and they're always, like, texting,
they both
DMing
got their
me.
happy ending.
Yes.
Like,
they have
Ashley's
beautiful
married
families.
to Brad with 2 kids. Lauren has 2 kids. She's married to David, an NFL coach. Like, she's trapped. I'm like, oh, poor Lauren. She's been moving around, but it's because David's been so successful with all these teams. He's with the Commanders now.
And they all have beautiful kids. Like, so happy for them.
Cutest kids.
Yeah, but they were wild and funny and just so outgoing.
And they have big boobs as well.
I love that.
I've sucked on their boobs, actually. I remember during the beginning of Summer House, all the guys would be, and they'd be like, Stephen, let me like put my tits on you, because like, and all the guys would just be like, mouth agape.
Well, they get mad at us if we talk about this, because I like, even whenever I would go out with them, this is before kids, before marriage, before any of that, they would just like flash.
Oh, they'd flash
all
them.
the time.
What did they call it? They called it
They
something.
had something, and they would yell it, and they would flash.
They would just pull one out.
Yeah, just one.
And just act like nothing was happening. They would just have one out and just act like nothing was going on. I can't remember what it was, but oh my God. It had a name, but it was so fun. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I love them so much.
Okay, so that's how you got on Summer House. So during your 2 years or 2 seasons filming on Summer House, what was your favorite moment?
There was a couple. I think, obviously, the first season, it was kind of a, you know, we didn't really know what it was going to be. Bravo didn't really know what it was going to be. We knew we were going to make a show, but we didn't really have the formula or the dynamic, and we didn't know exactly how it was going to be. But I had great memories on season 1. I think, like, honestly, one of my biggest things was my relationship with Kyle. We kind of had a falling out in the end of my time, which luckily now we've made up.
Good, because I love Kyle. Yeah.
But, like, we had a good relationship, and I kind of, like, regret. I think, when you're fighting with somebody and it's like, then all of a sudden you're not really mad, but you're like, I'm still fighting with them.
Yeah.
You're not even angry anymore.
Yes.
But you're like, I'm still fighting with them because we don't run into each other, and we've let time just take it away.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's been 4 years, and, like, I was still young, and I had so much to learn still. And, like, Kyle was somebody, he was always willing to teach, especially about business.
Yeah.
Say what you want about Kyle, and he may be crazy. He knows how to do businesses. He's done a lot of successful startups. Loverboy is huge.
Yeah.
I just actually ordered their new drink, which he doesn't even know that, because I'm going to taste it. It's the margarita. And I'm like, I love a margarita, and I need to critique it.
Yes.
But I am, like, sad that I missed out on times where I could have been friends with him. But actually, Kristen Doty is the one that made us make up. How
did she make you guys make up?
She was in there for Watch What Happens Live in New York, and I was with her, at Watch What Happens Live, and she goes, she knew that I was not talking to Kyle.
Yeah.
I had not. She's like, I invited Kyle to have drinks after because he DM'd me. And she's like, I will uninvite him, or you guys can see each other. Good. And I've got your back. She's like, I've got your back. I will uninvite him. And I was like, you know what? Let him come.
Yeah.
And, like, it was a blizzard in New York. And he and Amanda came out and met us at some little bar in the West Village. I can't remember. I would know it if I walked by it. And it was just, we just literally both apologized to each other. We said our piece, and, like.
And how long had it been since you all had talked at that time?
This was literally right before COVID. This was in January of 2020.
Yeah.
And I had not talked to him since we filmed the season 2 reunion. So probably 3 or 4 years.
Oh my gosh. Well, good. I'm glad you guys are in a much better place now. And do you see him often?
We text.
Yes.
Yeah. Who knows?
Because I was going to ask you what was your favorite moments and like your least favorite moments when you were on Summer House.
Well, my favorite moments. I mean, I loved the pirate party or the Boston Tea Party. We had the Boston Tea Party on season 2 where I was the queen. It was iconic. The hilarious thing about that is like the production kept egging me on to like invite the guy that I had just gone on a date with to the party, but none of production knew what I was coming dressed as because I did not let anyone know what my costume was going to be.
Yeah,
and that I was going to be the Queen of England, and so. Which I know is not historically accurate, but I want it to be. I was going for
you
the
just
visuals.
wanted to be
I
the
was
queen.
going for the visuals. Yeah, there was a king at the time, not even a queen, but I was like, that's not fun.
Oh my goodness.
But that was such a fun party. We had so much fun. We destroyed our pool. We ended up having to have the pool repainted after the season.
Oh, wow.
Because they poured tea in it, like 100 pounds of tea.
Oh, they actually did that?
100 pounds of loose tea.
Who poured the tea?
I don't even know. I think some people knew it was going to happen, but I think it was like random people put the tea in.
Oh my gosh, because if they did that at my house,
destroyed the pool. Yes. I have some videos that the pool is absolutely disgusting.
Like poo-poo water.
Yeah, exactly. The low, I feel like the low for me was, there's a couple, but I think that it was just really like, It's more about the making of the show. It's like I was, really in my head about the show. I was young. Aside from Amanda, I was the youngest one. I was the youngest one on season 1, and then Amanda was younger than me on season 2. But and I already was kind of on the outside of the friend group, so I really got into my head during season 2, and I also was not in a great place in my life. I was really just kind of like. Not very confident. I had all of these issues with my family, with, being gay and things like that. And I just felt really, I don't know. I think I was just kind of like an angry person
just
right then.
Out of sorts back then.
Which is kind of like, I was unhappy.
Yeah.
I was unhappy and I was trying to be the best I could be on the show. But like, I felt like there was so many people against me. I don't know why, but that's how I was feeling, and
I think it's easy. I think it's easy for people to get in their head, especially on reality TV, because a lot of people see comments and different things and blogs and different things that are picked up, and you're like, that's not even like who I am. But it's easy if they're saying it over and over to start believing things.
Yeah,
and that can make it very difficult, especially when you're that young and just trying to figure it out as you go, and it's a new show and everything else.
Yeah.
I understand that.
I think I was like, for me, the worst part to me is that I think I walked away from season 2, and a lot of people, I think, just thought that I was like a bitter, angry, nasty person, and that is really not
You're
who
not
I am.
like that at all.
I admit that, like, that it was what they saw.
That's what you were
completely.
Then.
That is what they saw on camera, but that is just so not me. And I think, like, that was what was hard. I think I went too hard, because obviously you can have a villain on a show.
Yeah.
But I think I went too hard, where it did make it where I was not able to come back. It just would not have made sense at all for me to come back into that situation.
But now you feel like you're in a good
show people,
right?
Yeah, like,
you never got to show like how you guys became friends again and how you became okay. Like the apologies weren't on camera; they happened,
right? They're all real. And to be very like frank, like I would love to come back to Summer House, because
I would love it too.
I would love to go back on now because, one, I am very successful. I have developed a very great career for myself that's super interesting, which we can talk about. But the relationships, that is real life. You want to show reality TV? This is real life. We were not friends for years. Me and Lindsay did not talk for years. Me and Carl did not talk for years. Even Carl and I talk now. Like, I ran into him at the Summer House premiere. He hugged me. Yeah. Literally, I think some of the Bravo executives were there. I think their mouths dropped. Because it's like, and that's not because we don't care.
Yeah.
It's because it was years of time, and like we worked to rebuild.
Did you ignore each other for those years? Like, you just completely ignored and tried not to be around in the same groups?
Yeah. What was so hard for me is after the Wirkus twins, like Ashley obviously was living in San Diego, but then when Lauren moved out of California, I felt so alone. I would not go out or I would not go places because I was so terrified of running into Kyle or Carl or these people that I was so angry at for no reason. I was so terrified that I would run into them and just kind of be on my own and I wouldn't know what to do.
So now do you look back and I'm sure you're like, why was I in my head so bad about that?
Of course, yeah. And like, obviously, now I'm 35 years old.
Yeah.
Thus was, I was not even 30 at the time. And obviously just like a very different place.
I think it would be cool to see you in this new place and how you guys had all like came over the weirdness in your past.
I think so, because I think it's just, that's real life.
Yeah.
That's real life.
Yeah.
And you can go through not being friends. I also think it's just like, even in the production set, I'm like, it should be obvious that it would make sense because it gives storyline to people that maybe haven't had it for a minute, but it's,
you are
it's
so bitchy, and I love it.
Well, the truth's the truth.
When life feels overwhelming, sometimes the best thing you can do is slip into another world. Whether you need a break from the daily grind or just want to get lost in pleasure, Dipsea is your perfect escape. Dipsea is the audio app that lets you immerse yourself into spicy stories that transport you to your wildest fantasies. Dipsea is the female-founded app for spicy audiobooks and more, created by women for the female gaze. Their app has over 1,000 spicy audiobooks, all crafted by a team of professional writers and top-tier narrators. Whether you're looking for a rugged cowboy or a Scottish sailor, a sexy rendition of Pride and Prejudice, or the god of the underworld, you'll find characters you'll love on Dipsea. With their easy-to-explore app, you can search for your favorite romance genres like contemporary, historical, dark, sports, western, and more. New chapters are released every week, so you'll always find something new to enjoy. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial, plus 25% off your annual subscription when you go to dipseastories.com/realityhits. That's DIPSEA stories.com/realityhits for 30 free days and 25% off your subscription. dipseastories.com/realityhits. Yes, I love it.
Is this thing on? I'm Caitlin Bristow, host of Off the Vine podcast, where I get real. Well, maybe a little too real sometimes, with my friends and celeb guests from Bachelor franchise and beyond. I'm talking guests like Jonathan Van Ness, Nikki Glazer, Wells Adams, Elise Myers,
just like in this like business jacket, like I would love some tacos.
Heidi D'Amelio, Big Brother's Taylor Hale.
I have to bring it up because it happened and we're going to get through it.
What I do.
And so many more. So come hang out with us, hear ridiculous confessions, and get a little vulnerable because you know what? We're all just floating on this weird little planet together. Follow, rate, and review Off the Vine podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts.
So was Paige on when you were
No,
on
so
the show?
Paige,
Okay.
Paige, I've only met Paige. Actually, I've only seen Paige a handful of times, which, to be honest, I have not watched. One, I did not watch for a long time because I was so angry. I was like, I don't want to watch that show. And now I don't watch in case, like, I meet these people.
Yeah.
I don't want to have any preconceived
Yeah.
notions.
Honestly, I've just seen a bunch of clips and I see like Instagram stuff, but I don't like fully watch the shows. But I know all these people through being in New York, BravoCons, and everybody that I've met, I really like everybody.
I really like Paige, and I actually think that we would really get along together.
I think you would too.
The first time I met Paige, we were sat next to each other at a restaurant in Capri, Italy. I was like,
just random.
I was sitting there, and her and her family walk in. Craig was not there, but her and her family walk in, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, we're sitting next to them, and we said hi, and then I've seen her at a couple things, and we have a lovely time.
Yeah, she's always been so nice to me, too.
I love Gabby.
Yes.
Yeah, we just had dinner with her.
Yeah, we just had dinner with Gabby when we were in New York. Shout out STK, New York, Meatpacking District. We had dinner there, but also I did that trivia thing with her as well. She is just such a doll.
And so chic and fashionable. And like a good time.
Yeah. They all are a very good time.
I've never met Sierra, but I think I would like Sierra.
I haven't met Sierra either, but Jesus, is she beautiful?
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
She's up front. No games. Like she tells it like it is, and I love that.
And that's how you are.
I really think like the people that are there now, and I met Jesse. I've never met. I don't think I've ever met West. I don't know.
I haven't met him either, but he did like some recaps of the Valley last season, and they were hilarious. And I was like, can you do this for every episode?
I actually think that I would get along with most people. Now, you know, tensions always rise. But I think at the very least there wouldn't be anybody that I despised.
Of course, yeah. Like I said, it's the Bravo community. It's crazy. Like, even if you don't really like watch 24/7, of course I've seen a couple here and there, and you see everything on social media anyway. Yeah. And I follow all of them. They follow me, and just meeting everybody. Like, the Bravo family is such, like, you just get to know everybody from all these different shows. It's really
a trauma
cool.
bond. It's a trauma bond.
It's like pretty unique though, because like all these other networks don't have things like BravoCon, where we're all in the same city, all staying in the same hotels, getting to know each other, meet each other. Like, I know people from the Housewives and different things that like I would have never met otherwise. You know, all these different cities.
It's definitely a benefit
it's
being
really
in
cool.
LA or New York, because you're meeting a lot of people. That's where people are going.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, meeting the housewives. I used to be friends with all the Dallas housewives.
Really?
Which was like so wild. Leanne, Carrie Duber. I love Steph Holman. It was like, and we'd be drunk. I mean, we'd be out there at the clubs.
Tell all the tea.
We would have so much fun. The one person who I never vibed with was Tinsley Mortimer.
Really? Why?
Tinsley Mortimer and I met for the first time approximately 7 times.
I don't think I don't know if I've met her ever. So I don't have a way
she would pretend like she did not know me. And I'm like, baby.
Oh, so that's why you're like.
Here's the picture you posted of us. like every time.
That sounds like Jax. He would meet people for like the 100th time and never remember them. And it was so embarrassing for me because I was always like there trying to be like nice and be like, oh yeah, but remember this, blah, blah, blah. And then he would be like, oh.
Well, and I'm the kind of person, I might not remember you, but I'm going to lie to you. like, I might not remember you, but if someone walks up to me with their arms out and they're like, hey, I'm like, hey, you. You know, I'm going to be.
How have you been since?
Yeah, how have you been since that last time we saw each other? Like, I'm going to lie to them.
Oh my gosh, you're cracking me up. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we were talking at dinner last night about, and I just thought this was cute to mention. You had said, you brought it to my attention actually, because Kristen just did Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah.
And you had said that you were so happy that she got to do a Watch What Happens Live episode while she was happy, engaged, and pregnant.
I'm like, yes. For what people don't know, and I always say this about Kristen, and a lot of it goes back to the Kyle Cook. I'm like, Kristen is the most loyal friend you could ever ask for.
She great.
Always has your back. She's always there. And like, I feel like Kristen gets such a bad rap. Like, and you know, Kristen can be crazy, but she's also a good person. And
I think she's grown so much from like those old Vanderpump Rules days from before I met her. Because ever since I met her, she has just been amazing friend to me. Absolutely,
we all have
incredible.
our moments,
yeah.
and like. That's fun. That's what keeps it fun.
And I think that whenever they talk about Crazy Kristen or whatever it was, that was like before I even came on the show. Like that was like season 1 through 3.
Right.
Or whatever.
And they were like kids.
Yeah.
It's like you are not smart. Like no one should be in their 20s. Like to be on reality TV in your 20s, it's a risk. Like you don't know what you're
and
gonna
learn
do. Yeah.
so much. But I thought that was such like a cute point that I wanted to say because like she's happy, she's engaged, she's pregnant, and I'm just like so happy for her. She's going to be such an incredible mom.
Oh my gosh, she's going to be the best mom. The way she, you can tell a lot by the way people treat their pets.
Oh, I say that all the time about her. I say that all the time.
The way she treats her dogs, I want to be her kid.
Yeah.
Like the way she treats those dogs.
Yeah, and she loves my Cruzy so much and supports him so much, and I just think
I'm so happy for her. She's got it all going for her right now.
And she looked so cute. Her and Nia both looked so cute, and I'm happy for them both. But yeah, that is great to see Kristen like having her moment and shining, and just excited for her.
And even like just like watching her on the Valley, even so far this season, where she's like the mediator. She's like checking in. It's like there's just so much growth, which I think is like,
yeah. She's like, yeah. She's just is so happy right now, and I'm just
she's
so
in
happy
her
for
namaste
her.
era.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to meet this baby girl. So excited. I'm having a baby shower for her on Sunday, and
Oh my gosh.
I just cannot wait. It's going to be so amazing. You know me, hostess with the mostest.
I know. I already know there's going to be a huge charcuterie thing.
Oh, there is.
I already know.
There's a charcuterie. It's just going to be beautiful. I'll talk more about it next week. Maybe I'll have Kristen on again to talk about it. But I'm just excited because I just love her. So it's going to be a fun weekend. Okay. If you could go back in time, what are some things that you would tell yourself to do differently? Well, we kind of already talked about that.
Yeah.
But should we again, or is there anything else?
Like in the big scheme of life? Or
Yeah,
not
yeah.
on TV? Yeah, okay. I mean, I think if I could go back in time, obviously, I am gay.
Yeah.
And growing up in, the South, I just think, like, obviously, I'm so happy for people now. Everything is not great, obviously, but can I say obviously again? Everything's not great, but, like, there's progress.
Yes.
And, like, progress is slow, but as long as things are moving, I think it's just really being, like, don't try to fit the mold that you think you need to. I think, and, like, when informative parts, like my early 20s was when like Instagram came out.
Yeah.
And like that impacted, I think now kids are a little bit smarter, but the way that Instagram was and like at the peak of influencer culture and everything else, like you're just think you have to be this certain thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like that doesn't make, to be honest, that does not make you special.
Just be you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's like have a little bit more trust in yourself and be kinder. Like, I think that's really important. I'm my worst critic.
I am too.
And I think it's something I've tried to learn, especially probably like the last 5 years. It's just being a lot kinder to myself. Actually, I got this tattoo on my finger that says love you. It's my own handwriting looking at me so that like, it's like a message to myself. People are like, oh, is that your mom's? I was like, no, that's my handwriting. Cause it's a message to myself just to be a little bit easier.
Yeah.
A little bit kinder on myself because
that's great advice to yourself and to anybody that's like going through the same kind of thing and, trying to feel like they're, not included in different things in life.
Whether it's social, work. I mean, we're just we're conditioned to be so critical on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And like, we always have to be better. You don't have to be doing better.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a bad day, that's fine.
Yeah. And I think that's part of my problem is I don't like having those bad days or like, it being like on TV in the past and this and that because I'm normally a very positive person. So whenever I like have those moments, people don't like understand, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I take that kind of hard because I'm like, but it was just a bad day for me. Like, that's not even like, that's not even really who I am. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
I
tough.
totally know.
Things are tough sometimes.
And like having bad days, even a bad week, having that. And, like, just accepting that and getting through it, that's not being lazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's not being lazy. Sometimes you can't just turn it around.
Yeah.
You just have to get through it.
Get through it. And I always say, the people that listen to my podcast are probably like, enough with the positive. But I'm always like, stay positive because I always like think like, focus on what is positive in your life instead of the negatives. Cause sometimes the negativity can take over and it's like, I got to remember I have a beautiful son, a beautiful life, a beautiful home, like all these amazing things. So whenever I'm having a bad day, I'm like, oh my God, but I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky, and I think that we need to all try to remember, like, even if we're going through the roughest times, there's things that we can look up to and be like, thank God I have this, or thank God I have that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
So, switching gears, how amazing is my cat Lola?
Oh my God. This cat is, I'm literally like, wait.
Do you need a cat?
I like cats? Do I want a cat?
So, all of you guys listening, if you remember, I adopted Lola from Heaven on Earth Cat Sanctuary. And she was 3 months old when I got her. She's probably 10 months old now. So she's going through like her teenager-ish phase. But she is just the most social cat ever.
She literally comes up and like rubs on your leg like a dog.
Yes. Whenever I open the door, my 2 dogs, Kingsley and Monroe, they run to me, and so does Lola. And like, I've been around people with cats, and their cats just like hide or stay away or anything. But everybody that meets Lola is just like falls in love with her.
She's so friendly.
How did I get so
and
lucky?
Wants to be loved. Like cats, they'll let you pet, but they'll just be laying there and they'll look at you, but they're not getting up to come.
Oh, she will come. Like if I'm like, Lola, come here. Where's she at right now? I bet if I call for her, she'll come.
She's right here next.
Lola. Oh, she's laying in the chair. Maybe we should let her chill because she goes through these like crazy phases where all of a sudden she just like darts off running and she's like on top of my headboard or like
she's in my
playing
lap
with
right
flowers.
now.
Yeah, she's in your lap right now. I got so lucky and I love her. I just like giving Lola updates here and there because people love cats.
And she's so cute
She's
and gorgeous.
so
Her
cute.
coloring.
She's a cutie pie. We're talking about you, Lola Pearl. Her middle name is Pearl because Sissy Monroe always wears a pearl necklace.
Yes.
So I just thought it was cute.
And she has a little pearl on her collar.
She has a pearl on her collar. I'm like, my girls are fancy. I'm talking about you. It's like she knows.
She knows.
She is so smart.
She's a star.
She is a star. Hopefully, if we get a season 3, Lola will be seen.
Featured cast. Cats. Yeah.
I got Kingsley, Monroe, and Lola.
You need to have in the title sequence. I feel like you need to be like walking all your
With our
pets.
dogs.
Yeah. Like pets don't get enough credit on the Valley.
I used to have no idea what to get for my mom for Mother's Day, especially when she hits me with the classic, don't give me anything, but I still want to give her something that feels special. Quince totally solved it for me. Everything is high quality, feels super thoughtful, and is actually affordable. Now, I don't overthink it. I just go straight to Quince. Like cashmere sweaters from $50, 14K gold jewelry, Italian leather bags, fragrances, and more. The best part, all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings on to us. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. I love that. My mom loves fragrances. So I went to Quince and I found so many for her. She is going to be so excited. They smell amazing. The quality is great on everything. The leather bags, the clothes, everything I've gotten from there has been incredible. My mom is going to be so happy this Mother's Day. They have so many luxury gifts and the style and quality and the price. I mean, it is just the perfect place to shop for everything, especially for Mother's Day. So make sure you guys check it out. Thoughtful, timeless, totally her. Shop Mother's Day at Quince. Go to quince.com/realityhits for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/realityhits to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/realityhits. Lola, I got Lola mainly for Cruz because Cruz just always he loves elephants and he loves cats. So anytime he gets his iPad time, he seems to be able to find on YouTube Kids videos with cats and videos with elephants. She went back to Steven's lap in like 2 seconds. So I was like, oh, he really wants a cat. And after I got the house back, and Jax used to always say he was allergic to cats. And I was like, no, you're not, because you've been to my mom's house a million times. She had all kinds of farm cats. Like, I've never seen you sneeze because of cats. So sorry, that's not funny, but I've never seen him sneeze because of the cat. So I was like, he never wanted me to get a kitten or rescue a kitten. And I was like, you know what? I just like on a whim one day, I was like, Cruz deserves a kitten. So I went and got a kitten, and she's just the best.
And she's great to be around a kid.
Yeah. Oh, she loves him.
Yeah.
She loves him. He loves her. She goes right up to him and just lets him like pet on her, and she loves on him.
It's probably good for like sensory.
It is. Yeah. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. And he loves animals. So I was just so excited about that. And it's worked out perfectly because she's so well behaved.
Mm-hmm.
As she like climbs all over you. Well, that's my Lola cat update. I'm doing Watch What Happens Live on Tuesday.
I'm sure.
And then I'm going to clear things up. Tuesday, you'll see me with Andy, Watch What Happens Live.
All the tea will be on Watch What Happens Live.
Yes. And then I'm also going to Boston after I'm in New York City. And I am doing a trivia night. So if you live in Boston or anywhere near the area, please come see me. There are tickets for sale. I have them on my Instagram stories and everything right now. It's on April 30th, and it is at Loco Taqueria.
Taqueria.
Woo! Okay, I had to ask Stephen how to say that word.
Taqueria.
But it's at Loco Taqueria. Taqueria in Boston, April 30th. Tickets are for sale right now. There's only a few left. So if you're around that area, come see me. It's going to be such a fun night. Okay, Stephen, I ask everybody that's on my podcast this question. If you could be on any other reality TV show, what would it be and why?
Good question. You know what? I mean, I would... that's hard. You know what I really want to be on? Survivor.
What?
I know that sounds crazy. I
would never in a million years think that you would say that.
I know that sounds crazy, but part of it is like, I just love to prove people wrong. And that's part of the reason.
Okay, I like that.
I love proving people wrong. Yeah, it's like, it makes me so happy. I'm like, told you. But it is, like, I would go play Survivor for free. Like, if they just
to see if
they did the games, yeah, I love a challenge. If they did the games and stuff, and the manipulation, I love, but the strategy of it, all of that aspect. Like, if there was no cash prize, I'd still play.
Wow.
But
okay, that was a shocking one.
Yeah, but I also like to really challenge myself.
Yeah, no, that's great.
I like. Randomly, I was like on vacation in Bali, having a lovely vacation in Bali one time.
Just in Bali.
And I was like, you know what I want to do? I want to climb the highest volcano.
What?
And
did you do it?
I did it. I tried to quit. It was just me and a guide. It's on my Instagram. It's me and a guide. And I did not see another human the entire time. It was a 8-hour hike up in the pitch black middle of the night to be there at sunrise.
Was it beautiful? Most beautiful thing that you ever saw?
Covered in leeches.
No.
It was raining. Got covered in leeches.
I've been in leeches before because I used to play in the creeks all the time.
The creek.
So, yeah.
Down at the creek.
The creeks.
But
always in the creeks.
The hardest thing. And like the rain with my headlamp, I was like getting dizzy. I had to stop and throw up. This man that did not speak any English, and he could have skipped up the mountain. This little Indonesian man, he could have skipped up the whole thing. But I did it, and I was like, I remember...
So proud of yourself,
I remember
I'm sure.
I texted my friends, because they're 12 hours ahead, so, like, when I was climbing in the middle of the night, it was the afternoon in New York, and I texted them, I was like, I think I'm quitting, because it's just too hard, and, like, it's dark, it's dangerous, because it was raining and muddy.
Yeah.
And then the next picture I sent them was me at the top. And I was like, yeah.
Was it so beautiful?
It was so gorgeous and just so nice. But, like, I love doing things like that.
Yes.
Like, and just on a whim, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try to push myself.
That's awesome. I applaud you for that because that is hard to do stuff like that. And you just still push yourself.
And it doesn't have to be physical.
Yeah.
But, like, anything that gets you out of your comfort zone, I'm like, you know what? I'll do it. That's,
like, one of my 2025, like, New Year's resolutions was, like, do things that I wouldn't normally do and try things I wouldn't normally try.
Right.
Because it's a whole new world for me right now.
It can even be like as little as like some people like would never go to like a yoga class.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm just down to try like more things and get myself out of the house more and do more things and like focus on that part of life as well, you know? So I like that. Okay, another question I always ask is, who is your favorite reality TV star at the moment?
At the moment. You know, I'm not watching... Oh, wait. Okay, I know where to look. Because I'm not watching a lot of reality TV at the moment. I'm trying to read books, which is... that's pushing myself out of my comfort zone.
There you go.
I'm trying to read books. I love a competition show. Yeah. I don't watch a lot of regular reality shows, but I was really obsessed with... What was their name? From The Traitors. I watched The Traitors,
Gabby
which
Wendy.
I loved. I was obsessed with Gabby.
She's hilarious.
I was obsessed with... Do you know Gabby?
I haven't met her yet, but my hairstylist...
Because she lives in LA, right?
Does she live in LA?
I think so.
My hairstylist, I saw he posted on social media that he did her hair, and I texted him immediately. Yeah, Bradley. And I texted him immediately, and I said, I have got to meet Gabby Wendy. I was like, how is she? And he was just like, she's fabulous. You would love her.
And like, the truth is that I'm going to be so upset if she is not, which I think she is exactly as we see her.
Yeah.
But if she is not, like,
well, I'm really good
if that's
friends.
like a Paris Hilton voice, if that's a Paris Hilton voice and all of a sudden she's just talking normal, I'm going to scream. I'm going to cry. But like, I'm obsessed with her.
Oh my God. Me too. She's made me laugh. While I was on my podcast a couple episodes ago, and I was like mimicking what she said on Watch What Happens Live. She just is so funny. So funny. Wasn't she the paired up bachelorette with my like Rachel Recchia?
I think
Pilot
so.
Rachel, yeah. So I'm really good friends with Rachel. She's always said that she's amazing as well, and she obviously knows her really well.
I just think like she's tapped into something. Like she's found a little niche that is just so like I love seeing her clips on like TikTok and Reels, and
she's
like,
just funny.
I basically just go between like her Reels and that Jessica Kershaw, that comedian. I love her.
Yeah.
But she's definitely my favorite right now. She's like I would be intimidated to meet her, probably.
I think she's thriving right now, and that's awesome. All right, Stephen, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on the internet, on the corner.
On the internet.
You can find me on the corner, at LAX. I'm on Instagram at Stephen McGee. That's it. I'm working to try to get the handles at Stephen, which is a tribute to you because you got Brittany. But I'm trying to get the Stephen handles. But right now, at Stephen McGee.
Oh, all right, everybody. Go follow him and watch seasons 1 and 2 of Summer House if you haven't to get to know Stephen.
Yeah. Tweet Bravo. Let them know you want to see me back. If you do.
Yes. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to When Reality Hits. Remember, stay positive and don't be an Instagram troll. I love y'all. See you next Friday.
Pluto TV has all the shows and movies you love streaming for free. That means laughter is free with gut-busting comedies like The Neighborhood, Boomerang, and Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Bueller.
Mystery is free with countless cases to crack from Criminal Minds, Tracker, and Matlock.
I'm a lawyer, like the old TV show.
And thrills are free with heart-pumping hits like The Walking Dead and Pulp Fiction.
Correct the mundo.
Feel the free Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.